Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Hector Rida. I'm from Mexico City. I'm a commercial and professional robotic pilot. My company is Rixar Aeronautics and Alpha Edge Technology. And well, Mexico, talking about our advancements, there is not that much happening in terms of my last presentation in the last forum that we had the last year. There have been some moving forward things about virtual reality systems that they are using to enhance several systems. There are other companies integrating the technology into the logistic solutions, but they are in pilot programs. And the main area where things have been taking place is like in shows, just like in the Paul McCartney in Six Flags. Six Flags is one of the companies here, at least in Mexico, that they are using a lot of drones for their shows. And in this case, for Paul McCartney, they use it in a way to showcase the technology. Um, there have been other things where in the north of Mexico they've been trying to use for medical supply delivery, again in pilot programs for remote areas, but there is nothing established. There are just being pilot programs happening here in Mexico. And also introducing new regulatory frameworks for commercial drone operations, ensuring safety and compliance. Just as in the last forum I mentioned, Mexico is moving forward, but they are in a slow pace since there is a lack of education inside of the government to understand pretty well the technology, how they can use it. So there is this lack of understanding on how to move forward with the technology. But there are efforts and challenges, especially for unauthorized drones in and managing their space, so there is no conflict of traffic between drones and aircraft in this area. About government initiatives, they've been launching programs for drone operators to enhance, as I said, the operational safety and the supportive of policies for integrating drones in emergency response systems and logistic operation. Also, CENEAM, that is the responsible for all the airspace in Mexico, they acquire 11 drones for verification system. In my opinion, in a really high cost, $2 million they invest in this project. And in my opinion, there's the reflect of lack of education in the field since this investment was made. They've been also mentioning that the technology haven't been helping them that much, but in my opinion, it's also the high cost on how they acquire these drones, and they haven't been able to see the results. So, well, that's like what's happening at the moment. Uh, Public sentiment in some ways positive. The drones have been well accepted by the people. There is a lot of people actually trying to acquire drones more and more often. But again, the lack of regulation and airspace structure is not established. So this is a huge threat for the Mexican airspace, and I believe in general for the industry. As I said, where they're being most used is in shows. Six Flags is the one that is being using it the most. And the negative reaction is the concern about again unregulated drones. There is no much understanding in the area. The Sedena that they are reporting all these cartels using in their incorrect way. So there is a lot of effort trying to implement this education into Mexico, and it's not moving that fast. So, at my opinion, it's not looking that good. How does the technology is deploying here in Mexico? Upcoming events, there is the Expo Drones in 2025. This is going to be happening in Mexico City, 12th May 2025. And the mobility area, this is going to be happening in Guadalajara, Jalisco. And I forgot to put another one that is happening in Monterrey, that it's one of the biggest one. I'm not sure it's, I'll share with everyone later when is this happening. But they are going to be showcasing not just drones, also eVTOLs. Opportunities, well, the expansion of drones in merchandise and delivery is something that is going to be helping a lot, especially in the area of Querétaro. This area is an area that is really interested in the technology, and also something that I didn't mention here, but is continue the opportunity of nearshoring, meaning that the opportunity to maybe develop or even bring some companies to start building their eVTOLs or their components here in Mexico is a huge opportunity since there is a good labor of people well educated in the area of the aviation industry. So that's some opportunity. Challenges, regulation, again, the regulation and control of drones usage and social acceptance, even though there has been an acceptance on how people is looking at them, there are still these challenges to make sure that people is using and is well educated on how to use these or some kind of
I mean, is it only me not hearing Hector?
I was wondering as well. No, it's Hector network.
All right.
Yeah, as I could see, I think it's almost end of his presentation. So if you can move on to the next, I appreciate it.
Indeed, yeah. Indeed. In this case, we would move